What's up, Michigan fans? Welcome back to the Maize and Bluebeard podcast, where we talk all things Michigan football and basketball, along with a bunch of other sports, because we love all our Michigan Wolverines teams. I'm Chris. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. This one is going to be interesting to see how it goes, but I'm going to start off talking about the 5 dumbest things that rival fan bases say to us Michigan fans and why they don't hit us the way that they hope and think that they do. So let's go blue and let's get to it. All right, the first couple on this list, probably you could change the names, change the teams, and this kind of stuff happens with a lot of fan bases and rivals. But I'll talk specifically about how they're used by our rival fan bases. And then the top 3 are really towards Michigan, and the top one is the one that peeves me the most. 5, changing the narrative to counter what you say. So I could post something as, now having a channel like this, you know, you put a little bit of bigger bullseye on your back, so you have to be prepared for it. But anybody, just a regular fan, not even a journalist, content creator, anything, could just post something. Say, for example, let's talk, right now it's in basketball season. And if Michigan, when Michigan beat Michigan State, you could just, as a regular fan, post, oh, what a great win. I'm so excited Michigan was able to beat Michigan State. What a big win. And then Michigan State fans are going to say, but now look at their record the last 8 games. Oh, look at their record against Tom Izzo. All those kinds of things will come out of the woodworks. If you say, oh man, Michigan beat Ohio State in football, fantastic. Okay, now look at the last 20 years. Look at your record in the last 20. I mean, it could go on and on. And if you are a Michigan fan who's going to take the bait and go back and forth, it could go on all day. Oh, what about the 20 years before that? Okay, but what about the 20 years before that? Oh, what about in 1970? You know, it never ends. But the funny thing is, it doesn't have the impact that Michigan State and Ohio State fans or any fan base coming after Michigan thinks, because when you post that, you're just excited. You're just celebrating your team winning, and you want to talk to other Michigan fans. So when a troll from a fan base comes in and tries to be like, oh, no, you are not allowed to be joyous about this moment. Let's make it about the past that you're not talking about. It doesn't matter, because I'm excited Michigan won that game. I don't care about the past. In fact, the past is exactly why I'm excited Michigan won this game. So that's just silly when that happens. I get what's going on there. They're also bummed because as fans, we are hardcore. We love our teams. And sometimes you can take things personal, which I try not to do. Because a lot of times this back and forth can be fun. It can be banter. It can be awesome. But there is times when it crosses the line, but that's not what we're going to talk about today. But this is just silly. Cause like I said, when you post something, you're just happy your team won. And if anything, all they're doing is driving home your joy by saying, well, you haven't beat us for 10 years before. I know. That's why I'm excited. So I don't know. That one is just funny to me when, or they find some minuscule other stat like, yeah, you beat us, but in the third quarter, we actually outscored you by 1 point. So there, I mean, just things like that, you know, it's just, I don't know. Changing the narrative is just a funny one, but a lot of fan bases do it too. Just after a game, I remember after the Purdue game, there was some posters that just kept putting things up from Purdue, like, yeah, Michigan won, but by double digits. But if we make a couple more threes and they miss a couple more, it's a different game. Well, yeah, if you score more points and we scored less, it is going to be a different game. Like, but it doesn't matter because we won. And you saying that doesn't change anything. Like, it's just funny to me. And hey, all of these things I'm going to say ahead of time, except for the first one. But all of this stuff, Michigan fans do the same thing at times. Every fan base has their trolls. Every fan base has the squeaky wheels, the ones that go around to every community and stir up trouble. I'm not saying that they're not, but that is just funny to me. Number 4, saying you are not even relevant. Your team has not even been relevant for a long time. This goes along the lines of number 5. Let's say Michigan when they had a great football season after a couple, like let's say next year with Whittingham, Michigan does really well. Someone will come out. If I posted and said, "Oh, what a great season we just had. It feels so good to be back in the playoffs." Let's say Michigan makes the playoffs next year. Uh, Someone's going to come out of the woodworks and say, you haven't been relevant for the past 2 years. Your team hasn't been relevant. We've heard that a lot with basketball this year from our rival fans. Like, oh wow, they had a good season. It's about time. Haven't been relevant forever. And most of the time, you can look back and be like, we just were relevant not that long, or we had a good season a couple seasons ago. Like, what are you talking about? And it usually is followed up by like, keep that. I don't see that same energy when your team has a losing record, and all that is just silly because, first of all, when you're talking about Michigan, the brand, they're always going to be relevant, even if they suck. And we've gone through some sucky years from time to time. And I'll tell you, every game I was right there watching with my Michigan gear on, rooting them on, even at the end of the season when you had a losing record confirmed and you weren't going anywhere. It happens, especially when you get to be a little bit older, a little long in the tooth, and you've been a fan for, and you've been a fan for 30 some years. There's going to be some dips. There's going to be some valleys. It's not all going to be peaks. So it's just how it goes. But to say that doesn't hit the way you think it does, because a lot like the other number 5, if you say we haven't been relevant for a few years and we've had bad seasons, yeah, that's why I'm excited that we have a good season this year. So you're just driving home my point. Thank you for the reminder. I am even more excited now. And it's just silly, especially when you're talking about bigger programs, when any of the big ones you can name that are always talked about, their merchandise is everywhere. I'm in North Carolina and I can go to pretty much any department store and I can find Michigan stuff. It's just Michigan is always going to be relevant, 1. And 2, if you're talking specifically in the sport, yeah, sometimes we go through bad stretches. And when we get out of them, I'm really excited. So yeah, you're right. We weren't relevant in the national championship scene the last couple of years, but now we are. So I'm excited. It's silly stuff. It's silly stuff. But it is what it is. Number 3, and here's where we're going to start getting some fun ruffling of the feathers here, because if we have any rival fans that stumble upon this video and pop in here, this is probably going to be the time when we start seeing a lot more comments, and that's okay. But remember, be respectful to, if you're going to leave a comment in the comment section, be respectful, both sides, no attacking each other, no crossing the line, or I'll have to get in there and get some comments out of there. But anyway, it's all just for fun. Let's talk about the asterisks and the cheaters. This is just insane to me. Okay, first of all, let's talk about the asterisks. We saw that all the time with Michigan's national championship season a couple years back. It would show the record, or it would show the national championship, or it would show Michigan players holding up a trophy or something like that. Or even when those players were in rankings or graphics that said top QBs, top running backs, top defense, top coaches, it would show them with an asterisk by them or something like that. One, it's silly because I can look on any website right now that shows Michigan. I can look on any website right now that shows college football history, and shows the national championships. As you can see here, there's no asterisk next to there. So I'm going to go by that, and I'm going to go by what I saw with my eyes and what I experienced. I don't need the rival fan base people's validation. So when you tell me asterisks, I don't care. I'm just going to laugh and shake my head and be like, okay, and move on with my life. It doesn't matter. So it's just kind of silly because 1, there's not actually an asterisk, and 2, it doesn't affect me. I don't care. But then sometimes it crosses an even more silly line. They start attacking us and our morals and our values. It's just a little bit over the top because 1, I'm pretty sure all of us fans, none of us are on the coaching staff. None of us are directly a part of the team. We just sit down, we watch our team, and we root for them. So no one out there, no fans out there, regardless of what happens, is going to stop rooting for a team you've been in love with and been a fan of your whole life because coaches do something, mess up and do something dumb. Like every coaching staff and every team has had a member of their coaching staff do something some way or another, and you don't just stop rooting for your team. Like that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And the fact that I continue to root for my team doesn't mean anything. It does not change the person that I am. In fact, it proves that I am loyal to something and I'm passionate about something and that I stick by something. I stick to something. I've got staying power. Yes, all Michigan fans are sick of all the stuff and all the drama, but now that's why we're excited about this new staff coming in, going forward with Michigan football. We're excited about it. And we're not going to stop being fans of a team because of something a player or a coach or whatever did at some point. That's just a silly insult, and it's not productive, and it doesn't do anything. I'm not going to talk about the cheating scandal and everything as a whole, because at this point, it's been 3 years. Like, that was 3 seasons ago, and they're still being talked about. It's kind of like talking politics. The people that want to come at you for this have an agenda. They want to get under your skin. They want to rile you up. They want to fight about it, or they want you to admit things. And you can't have a productive talk, because if you're on one side and they're on the other, nothing neither one of you says is going to get you to come all the way to the other side. You can't have a productive talk about it. You can't just shoot the breeze and start talking about, oh, okay, I agree to disagree, but how do you feel about Ohio State this year? Oh, how do you feel about Michigan State? Oh, I really like Fitzgerald. I'm excited for Michigan State to have him. I think he's a really good coach. Oh man, I'm excited to see how Sayan does in year 2. You guys are going to probably be really good again. You always are. You got a tough schedule though. You can't have conversations like that with them because they're strictly looking to bury you. They don't see you as a person when they leave those comments. They're just there to troll on you, to try to get a reaction out of you, to get a rise out of you. They don't really want to talk to you, and have any kind of a fun conversation. You can tell pretty quick with trolls that that's the case, because I always respond to everything on my comment section, even when it's not always the nicest. And sometimes it ends up quickly going south and I just get rid of it. Other times I have developed some friendships with some commenters from other teams and rival fan bases, and we have fun and have a good conversation. Banter is fun. It's going to happen. But when someone's just going off at 4 a.m. looking for a fight, it's just not worth your time. But at the end of the day, like I said, the asterisk thing and calling Michigan fans cheaters and that they have no values and all this stuff because they continue to root for a team they've rooted for their whole life, before the coaching staff and players in question were there and after, is just insane. And it doesn't affect me or bother me at all. I don't care what you think about me. We don't know each other. If you did know me, you would know that I do have good morals and values, and it's silly. I could probably dig through every fan's team, and find things that coaching staff or players have done that were not great, and I could say the same thing to everyone else. So it's just a little silly. I don't know. That one, who knows how long that will go on? Probably forever. So we just got to deal with it. But that one's a silly one to me. All right, now we're getting into the nitty gritty here, into the crossing a line territory. Where you group all fans into something. And number 2, Michigan fans are arrogant. This one, it drives me nuts. And people say this about a lot of different fan bases too. And usually it's fan bases that either are popular fan bases or that have had a lot of success as of late. And it just is insane. I'm a Detroit Lions fan, and people went from very quickly after Dan Campbell came and the Lions got good. They went from saying, I feel bad for the Lions and their fans. And then it was, I'm going to root for the Lions if my team's out. They're a fun team to watch. And then it became, oh, Lions fans are so annoying. Learn how to win. They don't know how to be respectful. Your team sucks. And that's usually a sign that things are going in the right direction. But this is something I've heard forever. As soon as social media became a thing, I've always heard Michigan fans are arrogant. They think they're better than everyone else, blah, blah, blah. I am not arrogant. I'm like the least arrogant person in the world, and I'm a Michigan fan. And a lot of my friends who are Michigan fans are also not arrogant. I don't understand. I mean, there's arrogant people in every fan base, but it seems like people pile on Michigan a lot and talk about how they're arrogant. And I don't understand. I don't understand it. I'm not sure where it comes from to loop everybody in together besides just getting upset because it's your rival fan base. Um, but I also don't get why you think I care. I don't care. I see that one all the time. And it's just surprising to me. I just don't understand, uh, why they think that that one's going to twist the knife and get me. Like, I'm not arrogant, so I don't know why you are saying that, but good day to you, sir, is what I say. So that one I don't really understand. Pompous, arrogant, full of it. It's just, I don't know. I'm not sure where that one comes from. And finally, number one, the one that makes me the maddest of all, because this involves just being a gatekeeper of fandom, and I don't understand it and I don't like it. And this one particularly comes from Michigan State fans, and it is the Walmart Wolverine. Walmart Wolverine. And let me tell you how I know this one particularly comes from Michigan State fans. One, it's usually where you see it coming from, Michigan State fans, but I experienced this at a young age. I was in my early 20s, probably 20, 21, and I was at a Best Buy looking at stuff. I don't remember what, but I had this t-shirt on that there was a Campus Din store that got put in the mall by my house, and I love to go there and just find fun shirts. And I always liked to get ones that had funny sayings on them. And there was one that said, "My stadium's bigger than yours," and it's talked about, you know, how many seats were in Michigan Stadium, blah blah blah. Like, I just thought it was funny. I was 20 years old. There's lewd humor, innuendos in there. So I'm sitting there in Best Buy. I don't even remember really what shirt I have on or what it says. And this old guy comes up to me and he says, "I bet you've never even been in that stadium." And like I said, I didn't even remember what I was wearing. And I'm like, "Huh?" And he's like, "I went to Michigan State. I'm an alum. I bet you didn't even go to Michigan and you've never even been in the stadium. You shouldn't even be wearing that shirt." And I'm like, I've actually been there a lot of times. My dad had season tickets. I grew up going to Michigan games. I'm a huge Michigan fan. I'm like, "That's cool that you went to Michigan State and you're a big State fan. What do what do you think about the team?" And he had zero interest in having a nice conversation with me. He just said, "You Michigan fans annoy me," and walked away. And it was like, oh man. I mean, at that time, because I'm old, guys, the whole social media thing and message boards and all that, I wasn't really in that world yet. And now that can happen on every day when you make a comment or go on there. But then it was like, good gravy. All I knew of was friends I had that were Michigan State fans, or family members, or, people at work or whatever. So that was an eye opener to me. And that is something that continues to this day. Walmart Wolverine. It's when they say you basically just went to Walmart and got a Michigan t-shirt and put it on and became a fan. That you aren't a real fan because you didn't go to Michigan. So you're telling me every fan of every team besides Michigan is an alumni of that school. If that were true, if you could only go and be a fan if you're alumni, the stadiums would not be as full, and you would have a lot less fun and fandom in college football because there'd be a lot less people that would be allowed to be fans of teams. And the other thing that is dumb about it too, so you're telling me if a Michigan State alum is a huge Michigan State fan, he has a little boy. He raises that little boy up to love Michigan State. They go to Michigan State games together. The kid is a rabid Michigan State fan. He decides to go to college, and whatever he wants to go for, he has a great opportunity to go to a different college, and he goes somewhere else. He doesn't go to Michigan State. He goes somewhere else. That alumni, that guy, is going to sit his son down and be like, "Son, since you didn't go to Michigan State, I'm sorry, but you cannot be a Michigan State fan anymore. You're not allowed, because then you would be a Walmart Spartan, and you're not allowed to do that. It's not allowed." No, they're not going to do that. It's ridiculous. So that one ticks me off all the time. All the time when I see somebody make a comment or make a post excited about Michigan and somebody says, oh, Walmart Wolverines. Ooh. Every team is Walmart blank. Walmart team name here. Like, it's just dumb. It's dumb. It just bothers me because how dumb it is and how much you see it still. And it's been 20 years since that old guy yelled at me in Best Buy, and we still hear the same dumb thing. It's dumb. Stop saying it. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, it's just ridiculous. That's like saying if you don't live in the city of an NFL team, you cannot be a fan of that team. No, not if you live in the state. You can't. If you don't live in Detroit downtown, you can't be a Detroit Lions fan. I mean, do you hear how dumb this sounds? It's just insane. Oh, but you got to have fun with it. At the end of the day, be respectful to each other, have some fun, have some banter, but don't just go out of your way to be a jerk to someone. Don't escalate it. Don't start calling them names, attacking their family, bringing up personal stuff. Especially if you're going to go out into those message boards, know that you're going to get some people upset. And if they get upset, don't keep egging it on and go after them more. And if you're a different fan and you're coming here to do that kind of stuff, just don't make it personal. Just have fun. And when you feel you're getting close to the line, just don't cross it. Just keep it light, keep it fun. A little bit of banter, a little bit of teasing is fun. But the heavy trolling turning into just aggressive fighting and name calling is just ridiculous. So let's not go there. But these are some of the things that I think are dumb that us Michigan fans have to deal with from our rival fan bases. Be sure to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what some of the things you think. Let me know what you think of these things. And if you're here as a rival fan, I love you too, my friend. And let's have some kind, funny discourse about all of this stuff. But like I said, keep it respectful or I'll get rid of people's comments. Now it's time for Question of the Day results. Every day I ask a question of the day to you Michigan fans, and then on the following day's video, I reveal the results. So if you haven't voted on today's question of the day, head on over to the community tab and vote. Yesterday I asked, besides Tom Brady, which former Michigan football player had the best NFL career? The choices were wide receiver Anthony Carter, defensive back Charles Woodson, defensive end Brandon Graham, or other. There's a lot of great Michigan players that went on to have NFL careers. The results are in, and here they are. As you can see here, it was a runaway win, which I thought it would be for Charles Woodson. Woodson was something else. He had a great college career, such a fun player to watch. But then he went on to be great for the Raiders and the Packers, which as a Lions fan, the Packers part was a rough ride for me. Plus we had Desmond Howard go to the Packers too and have some success. So, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. But Michigan has had some fun Ohio State and Michigan State players too. So it all changes when they get into the NFL, because in the NFL, we're all Lions fans. We're not just Michigan and Michigan State fans anymore. But everybody, thanks for voting. I would agree. I would say Charles Woodson had a pretty dang awesome career, and I love seeing him do stuff with College Game Day and be on I love seeing him do stuff on Fox on Saturday mornings. It's always a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll have Charles Woodson Jr. on Michigan, and we can go through that again and watch another Woodson lock it down in the defensive backfield. But that's going to do it for this episode of the Maize and Bluebeard podcast. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for having fun doing something a little different today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing. Remember, we're heading towards 1,000 subs, and when we do, I will dye my beard maize and blue. So we're on our way. Also, make sure you helps the channel grow, and be sure to leave a comment. I respond to everyone. Can't wait to talk to you down. If you're looking for keys to victory for Michigan tonight versus Illinois, look for a short that's going to come out later today with all the keys to victory for that game. And I will be on tonight for a live post-game chat, so keep an eye on the channel for that, and I'll see you there. But that's all I got, so I'll see you in the next video. And until I do, as always, enjoy your day, and go blue.